past that, but apparently, as soon as he told me that, I started like hysterically bawling. And my mom came over and grabbed me and pulled us out of the restaurant until I could calm down. And then when we went back inside, my uncle pulled my mom aside and was like, I'm sorry, I had no idea he was going to react that way. And she's like, yeah, he's a huge Chris Farley fan, so that just pretty much ruined his day. But you didn't know, so no big deal. I don't know how big you are into reading books. Have you ever read any of the books about his life?
No.
Do you read very often or not really?
Not really.
I have a a biography about Chris Farley's life that was written by his younger brother, Kevin Farley. And it was written by him, but only about 10% of the words in the book are actually his words, because the book is basically a collection of interviews of Chris Farley's closest friends and coworkers after he died. So like you'll jump into a chapter and it'll be like, this is what this chapter's about, blah, blah, blah. And then it just jumps into an interview where it's someone else like Tim Meadows, David Spade, or Lorne Michaels, or someone else talking about that period of Chris Farley's life. Dude, it's pretty hard to go back and watch him on SNL after reading that book. Because pretty much everybody said that the entire time he was on SNL, he was always completely fucked up on something.
Yeah.
Like, consistently, like every week, people would walk in on him chugging out of a bottle of whiskey or snorting a line of coke or something like that. And they were like, that's why he was so energetic in his scenes and he dove through tables and was always red-faced and sweating and beating his chest and all that. It's because they were like, he was always so goddamn high. That's like all he could do. He couldn't deliver lines, he could just do physical comedy. Fucking broke my heart to read shit, man. It was... There were a lot of people who were close friends with him who didn't even end up going to his funeral because they said it was too hard for them to see that all of his actions had finally caught up with him. And then, do you know anything about the night he died?
Not really.
Oh my god, dude. Alright, to make a long story short, basically he was in a hotel room, I think it was in New York City. He was in a hotel room, because he's from Madison, Wisconsin, and that's where he lived most of his time, but like when he was on SNL and stuff like that, he would, you know, stay at an apartment and in New York or whatever. But apparently the night that he died, he had been doing 3 different drugs. He had been freebasing cocaine, injecting heroin, and I think it was drinking. I think that was the third thing. So he was fucking speedballing really hard. He called a hooker over to his apartment. She came in, and they started messing around, and after about a few minutes of messing around, he fell down on the floor face first and vomited. And then, like, started breathing really heavily, just laying face down. And fucking prostitute could have saved his goddamn life, but she saw him laying like that. She was just like, oh, well, you know what? He's probably just had too much to drink or whatever. I'll just, you know, let him chill and I'll leave. And apparently she turns to leave and goes out the front door, and as she's going out the front door, and this was a quote from this woman who's, you know, self-admitted it all happened. Apparently she opened the door and she heard him say something, and she turned around and looked at him, and he was laying on the floor looking at her, and he said, "Don't leave me." And she just sat there for a second and didn't say anything, and then closed the door and walked out. And then the next morning, Kevin, his younger brother, knew he was in New York, knew he was there, called him to check on him. He didn't answer his phone, waited about 2 hours, called him back, and he didn't answer his phone again. So he went over to the place and went into his room and found Chris lying dead on the floor. Town. So if that woman had not just turned around and walked out and fucking gone home, if she'd gone over and checked on him and called 911, he might still be alive today. But she was just like, oh, he's just too drunk. He just puked and passed out. He's going to be fine. Next thing you know, his little brother finds dead on the floor. Pretty fucked up. Apparently he suffered from pretty hardcore depression. And that's part of the reason why he did drugs so much. He he had a weight complex. It was, ironically, it was kind of like Fat Bastard in Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah.
Sad, so he ate because he was sad. And part of the reason why he never decided to lose weight is because he was afraid people wouldn't think he was funny anymore if he wasn't the funny fat guy. So he's like, I shouldn't lose weight because if I lose weight, it's going to kill my career. And his big fat ass, combined with all the fucking drugs and partying that he did, just popped his heart at 27, I think. 2 years older than you and I are.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I have so much respect for the guy. I absolutely love him, but yeah, his life is pretty fucking tragic. Life is pretty steep. But the thing is, like, it's not the fault of anyone around him. His tragedy is all his own fault. He grew up in a rich family. He fucking went to oh god, what's that school? It's a Jesuit university up in Wisconsin. Fuck, what's it? Marquette University. And that place is not fucking cheap. You gotta have money or brains to go there. He went to Marquette University. Everything that he did, he had his life set up on track and just started doing fucking hard drugs and screwed. Have you ever seen Kevin Farley, his little brother?
Yeah.
Looks just fucking like him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know if you ever want to read that book, but if you do, let me know. Like, when you're here in a week and a half, if you want to borrow it, like, I'll send it home with you so you can, read through it or at least browse it. I pick it up and look through it every once in a while. I've only read it through once because it just shredded my heart into fucking paper bits. But, it's one of those books that has pictures in it. Like, it's got, like... the first third of the book or the first quarter of the book is text, and then there's like 10 pages of pictures, and then another quarter of text, and another 10 pages of pictures. So it's, even if you don't read through it, it's cool to pick it up and read through some of the interviews, but then to pick it up and look at the pictures, because it shows pictures from when he's a kid, a preteen, a teenager, going to college, on SNL later in his life, and all that. You've seen Almost Heroes, right?
Almost Heroes?
Oh my god, have you not seen Almost Heroes?
No.
Oh my god! We're watching that shit when you're here. It's Chris Farley and Matthew Perry from Friends. The guy who played Chandler in Friends. I know you didn't watch Friends, but those two are... Matthew Perry's like a rich... It takes place back during the Lewis and Clark adventure, during the exploration of North America. And Matthew Perry is this intellectual Englishman who comes to the U.S. and decides to take on the goal of beating Lewis and Clark to the western coast. He's going to go across the U.S. and discover everything before they do. And so he hires Chris Farley to be his guide. And Chris Farley is a raging alcoholic, just shit-faced, dirty, foul-mouthed guy, a trapper. And, like, the first night that Chris Farley and Matthew Perry meet, they go to this party, and Matthew Perry's like, don't drink anything, just be cool. Like, there's a lot of rich, fancy people here, just be nice. And Chris is like, all right, cool. And he goes into the party, he's talking with people and stuff, and a guy comes up and is like, take a sip of this brandy that I have. And Chris is like, no, I shouldn't drink. And the guy's like, oh, but it's such good brandy. It's aged like 75 years and blah, blah, blah. Chris is like, oh, I guess just a drink. And he takes a drink and is like, oh, God, that's good. Well, maybe just a drink. And grabs the whole fucking bottle and just downs the whole thing in front of everyone. And then makes a fucking buffoon of himself throughout the whole thing. I mean, that's just one scene. The whole movie's so good. It was the last movie Chris Farley starred in. It actually premiered after he died. They finished filming it, and it was in the editing process, and during which, that time, Chris Farley was doing the voiceover for Shrek. And then by about the time they finished Almost Heroes and they were ready to release it, and Shrek was almost done, then he passed away. Yeah, that was the last movie he starred in. He only ever starred in 4 movies. Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, Almost Heroes. Oh, fuck, what's the other one? Shit, I'm blanking on what the other... He was in a lot, but he only ever starred in 4.
Oh, duh. Beverly Hills?
Oh, yeah. Beverly Hills Ninja, duh.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at his filmography, then he did Coneheads, Wayne's World 1 and 2, Airheads, Billy Madison, and then Dirty Work. The only ones I've never seen Dirty Work, and I've never seen...
You cut out. What was the second one?
He was in Roseanne? He was in an episode of Roseanne. Didn't you like that show?
Yeah. I love that show.
You remember that episode that he was in?
I don't think so.
It says it was in 1993. He was a man in the clothing store. Granted, 1993, he wasn't huge yet. He was, and by that I mean career-wise. He was still pretty much a novice.
What were the 2 movies you haven't seen with him?
Dirty Work and Airheads. Airheads had Brendan Fraser and Adam Sandler, I think. Yeah. Never saw that one, and then the last one it says he was in was Dirty Work. Saw that. Apparently that came out at the same time as Almost Hero. Norm Macdonald, Artie Lang. Oh Jesus, it's a bunch of like shitty actors.
Yeah.
Huh. Did you ever see that one?
No. I've heard things
It says
about
it's only 81 minutes long. Short as shit. Yeah, dude, his life is like he was handed everything on a silver platter, no doubt. If that guy could have stayed away from drugs and alcohol, he would have gone places.
So you said he came
far
from
beyond where he went.
A rich household?
Yeah. He came from a rich family. He went to Marquette. He played football in high school and college and was fucking good at it. But he was always a super big guy. I remember reading in his biography that there were times where he and his dad would go to a steakhouse in Madison, Wisconsin, where they were known for serving the biggest steaks in town. And those two would each go there and they'd order one of the biggest steaks plus a bunch of sides, and they would have competitions to see who could finish it all first. I mean, no doubt, I mean, that's not surprising to anyone because of how huge he was. Like, just all of the records I read, like Tim Meadows, I remember, that's one of the ones that most vastly sticks out to me in the book, because Tim talked about how he loved Chris as a person. He thought Chris was such an awesome guy and he wanted him to go far, but he would always walk doing drugs or drinking or something like that. And every time he did it, Tim would try to say something to him. Dude, you have got to stop it. Like, if you live this fast-paced, you're not going to make it far enough in your career to be happy with yourself. And by the point Tim would try to talk to him, Chris would always be so fucked up that he'd just be like, yeah, whatever, and just walk past him. He also never had a girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Yep,
I
never
guess
once.
I can understand the prostitute thing then.
There was one girl in his life that he had a thing for, and it was a girl who lived in Madison, and she was interviewed in the book, and she said that she always liked him and she always wanted him to make a move, but he was always too shy and too embarrassed to do so. And yeah, once he got successful, he pretty much stopped talking to her, and yeah, he never had a stable, significant relationship. It was pretty much just him always calling on whores to satisfy his... Which, yeah, in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense, but, it almost makes me wonder if he had, nutted up and said, hey, to that girl he liked, been like, hey, do you want to be with me? If she had said yes, which she probably would have, if that would have caused him to live his life a little more straight and narrow. A lot of what ifs with that man's life, and it bums me the fuck out that none of them came true. I would still say to this day he's my favorite actor of all time. Not the best actor, obviously, but he's my favorite. A childhood hero. You know what's funny is that he idolized Jim Belushi.
Yeah, and he had the same thing.
Not only did he have the same thing, but they died at the same age from the same cause. They both died at 27 or 28 or whatever it was from a drug overdose. You'd think after growing up and looking at him and seeing the way that he passed away that, you know, he'd have a little more sense to not do that shit, but you know...
Jim Belushi was 33.
Was he? Well, I'm pretty sure they died at the same age. Let me see. Oh, yep. I'm looking at it on Wikipedia. Chris Farley died at the age of 33, December 18th, 1997.
Right after my birthday.
Right after our birthdays. Closer to yours, but still.
Oh God.
Okay, so I would have been 8. I had just turned 8 when he died. Cause of death. Okay, never mind. Cocaine and morphine overdose. So it wasn't heroin. It was cocaine and morphine. Okay, yeah. Following his final guest appearance on SNL on October 25th, 97, Farley's hoarse voice and flushed skin were the subject of public scrutiny. In the final years of his life, Farley had sought treatment for obesity and drug abuse on 17 occasions. That's introducing yourself to rehab 17 times. Celebrities usually do rehab like once or twice every 3 or 4 years. 17 times in the last 2 years of his life. On December 18th, 1997, he was found dead by his younger brother John, okay, not Kevin, John, in his apartment in the John Hancock Center in Chicago. An autopsy later revealed that Farley had died of a cocaine and morphine overdose early that morning. Advanced atherosclerosis was cited as a significant contributing factor. Farley's death is often compared to that of his SNL idol, John Belushi, who also died at the age of 33 of an accidental drug overdose consisting of cocaine and heroin. Okay, so he did cocaine and heroin. Farley did cocaine and morphine. So that's better, right?
Joel, I need you in here. I'm getting tired of these bots.
Alright, sorry. You should know better than to get me talking about something I'm passionate about. Oh shit. I launched yes. Those nope. Oh, I don't need to for this game.
Did I tell you I got an Xbox One controller?
Yeah. Now I asked you why, and you said because you were curious and you got tired of using gas tool or whatever.
Yeah. Have you tried it before? The controller?
Once, when I bought the PS4 controller, I went to Walmart and they had an Xbox One controller and a PS4 controller, and I used the Xbox One controller for about 30 seconds. Said, nah, I'd rather just get a wired 360 controller, and then I messed with the PS4 controller for about 5 minutes and was like, yeah, that's better than a 360 controller. I don't know. I don't care for the Xbox One controller in the time that I've used it. I'm sure if I was forced to use it a little while longer, it'd probably grow on me, but times I've used it, I wasn't nuts.
I thought I would hate it.
I don't necessarily think I would hate it, but based on using the two, I like the PS4 more, and then that's all I could remember using the Xbox One controllers. It's like, yeah, I could get this, or I could get an Xbox 360 wired online for about half the price. What is it that you like about it?
It just feels good in my hands. That didn't sound right.
Fucking pervert. Jerking off with an Xbox controller.
There's something ergonomic about it.
Can ergonomic my nutsack. For free. It's not gonna cost you $60. Well, it might. We'll see what kind of mood I'm in. We'll see if I'm offering discounts or not. Alright, I'm going forward. Oh, fuck, it's been a minute since I played this. Yo!
Okay.
Fuck you guys, you're dumb! Whoops, sorry.
Staying back.
Alright. Oh, damn.
End goal. Oh god. Good save.
Yep.
Shit.
No! Shit.
I don't even know why I was being goalie. So bad at it.
That's all good. Yeah, on 2-on-2, I feel like it's better just to try and go in and get it out of the spot instead of... Oh, shit. My bad, I'm going back. Like I said in the video I watched earlier tonight where I hated myself, I'll just play defense and you play offense. There we go. I remember hearing myself say, that's the reason why they have people in the backfield in soccer instead of everyone up in the front field. And I just, all I could think to myself was, fucking duh, Joel. Like, did you really feel like you needed to explain that? Like, no one else understood that? You fucking asshole. I tend to over-explain shit pretty hard. I'm sure you've noticed. Get out of here! Nice! And celebration time. Woo! Whee! I'll stay back.
Good hit.
Ah, damn it! My bad, I hit you. I'm going back. Nice! Nice! Center it! Center it!
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Oh, I should have went for it.
I was just a split second too late.
Oh.
But not now! Yes, I am. I was too early that time. Do-do-do. Get back to the goal. I'm back in the goal. Be by the goal, because we got to be at the goal.
Damn, that went high.
Oh, god damn it. Oh shit, I hit you. You just look so much like a ball. Like my balls. What? No.
Oh my god, I missed that. Son of a bitch.
Oh no! Okay. Hey. Center that shit. Shoot the J, shoot it! Fuck! I mean to do that, but I kinda did it anyway. In my life.
Oh man, I'm lagging too much.
Yo, get the fuck in there, bitch! That's alright, we're winning 3-0.
Good juggle.
Nice! Nice! Oh shit. We ball too hard for these motherfuckers. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I hate that phrase.
I'm gonna try to change monitors real quick.
Gonna abandon your monitor like that? Pick up. You're probably gonna hate me, but for these last couple days I've been playing TV instead. I feel like I need to get a bigger monitor before I'm gonna be comfortable playing on it all the time. You like 27-inch, right?
24 and 27 are my sweet spots.
Oh, good to know, baby. I remember you seeing